How dare you? Don't you know who I am? Hey, who's this? Hercules! Kill them too!
Ready to loose as soon as I see them. I've got this direction covered.
I think this is the last of them.
Enough of this! Stop!
What did you think I was doing? She is my wife. Of course I've been protecting her.
Forgive my husband's tone. We thank you for your timely assistance, brother. I don't understand why these lictors were trying to arrest me.
Lictors are not so well armed. These were legionari. Look at their colors. Verata.
You're doing what? Have you finally lost your mind? Oh, may Minerva bring your...
Your brother is right, Liliana. This probably was the only way to stop Weebius. I must get Liliana and the children to safety, but my brother will not stop. You understand? For all the evil he's done, Weebius is still my blood. Besides, living in the shadow of his own failure is a fate worse than death for him. You are an exemplar of Roman virtues. I shall...
I should have expected this, you arrogant bastard of a fallen family. What about all the things you have done? Are you willing to burn down the Republic? The only threat Rome needs saving from all this bloodshed. And for what? The lesser of two evils. Is that you?
With the Pontifex Maximus out of the picture, our legion has been able to enter the Pomerium. Weaktrix now controls all roads. That's troubling news. I'll put the word out among our Centuriones and gather more information about this. If Ferrata is mustering, we'll have a big problem on our...
Wise words, Dominic. The city is still not under our complete control. As the current consul, Lurko remains a formidable threat. Our actions have forced even those who hated...
There are many important men now trapped in this city, with good reason to move against us. Politically, or even militarily. Let's hear some names.
He commands no less than 4 legions in Hispania.
We need to take him out.
Or win him...
If possible. He's a shifty one. There's no knowing...
I'm told he hides in the Campus Martius. Perhaps we can...
It seems like Gowinus would prefer to be on the winning side. That we can use to our...
Are you kidding? There's no way,
Then we must take the...
Let us not rule out any alternatives to violence just yet. Given a compelling...
We don't have much time. We'll have to split up.
You are needed here, Legate. Our true quarry awaits us at the Senate.
We should think carefully about who we send where. We may yet be able to solve this situation without bloodshed.
I have been looking forward to ending him.
I should hope so. I have come to know them both quite well over the years.
I have a feeling the end will be messy. We control the peripheries of the city, but the inner district... Walete! May for...
Halt!
What is the meaning of this? Who are you? That is very kind of your Magister. Give him my regards. I assume there was another reason for you to kill my guards, then? Curious. Especially considering Vitellius Lurco is the consul of Rome. Why should I support your rebellion? Be that as it may, your legatus is also a criminal, and the evidence for that is somewhat more compelling. I don't. I'm just watching the situation unfold. At the end of the day, the winner will make the law. Fair enough. But is this a reason to rebel against the Senate? Your skill in rhetorics is quite impressive, Glad, but your legatus will have to pay for the heads you've collected here today. You've certainly made...
Salve, Cineros. What a pleasant surprise. I expected your Dominus to send an assassin.
I would disagree. If the virtuous represent an obstacle to those of lesser virtue, surely it must...
Are you trying to get...
I'm merely stating the obvious. leaving no room for a nasty surprise. Old Cineros here might be a healer, but
Very well. I am intrigued. Make your case. Such a circumstance is hypothetical. My principles define me as a... In the unlikely scenario that I have to break those principles, then I guess I'd be a broken man. At that point, the Kato you know dies, and a new Kato is born.
However, you must accept that opinions and ideas change over time. By that definition, we die and are reborn regularly.
Loyalty is a virtue, but loyalty to a dishonest person may be the same as being dishonest, or worse. You mean to say that ends justify the means? That could only be... Each wrong action can lead to unexpected harm no matter what end your goal is. A curious stance, proposing one must be able to recognize lesser and greater wrongs. But I guess your Dominus is an enlightened person. He must have been forced to take the action.
Well, that is a great relief. If there is any doubt left in your mind, my friend, remember, as long as...
How did you get past the guards? I had archers and lookouts everywhere. Why are we talking? You're here to kill me, aren't you? Somehow I find it difficult to believe. But go ahead then. Ask your questions. He doesn't. That's why I was never instrumental to his plans. His loss, if you ask. I prefer working alone. Felix was always better at handling people. You underestimate me, as...
Let's kick some ass. Follow me. We're gonna have some fun.
More where that came from.
Move aside so I can join the fight. You're in my way, you big fella.
Support me, and we shall be triumphant.
Here you go. Be careful next time.
I need help to go on.
Try to avoid this happening again. some attention. Come on, admit you needed that. Lucky little bastard. I may be in a bit of trouble.
You can't win if you die.
better? I won't refuse some help.
It's only a scratch, you big baby.
That really hurt.
The hour of reckoning is at hand. A grim task awaits us.
It's time to formally declare martial law. Not every citizen will take kindly to that, I know I wouldn't. So let's make sure we control the market when the news is read. Unlikely. Formulating a plan takes time.
Many of the senators who still oppose us employ gladiators for their own protection, and other less moral purposes. Of course, they all have their own lictors as well.
Depends on how fearful they are. The more cautious among them will hold their...
There's more. We've received reports that individual men from Legio... We believe they have retrieved their equipment from the Gallic War.
All of Ferrata would be no match for a single cohort of weak tricks.
It's not just about the Legionari themselves.
Our legion and theirs did not exactly get along. But still, our people will not be happy...
Let's just say not everyone was swayed by our arguments.
It's a revolution. As I understand...
A declaration of martial law is just so many words.
The consul is holed up at the Senate with his remaining supporters. It may be the most heavily defended building in the world at this, to the best of our ability. There are just too many. The Forum Romanum and the rest of the Capitolium is still only those few who have taken up arms for Lurko of their own initiative. Unlike
I would really think thrice before underestimating that man, Prima. Easier said than done. Sure. Lurko fortified himself at the Senate, and what awaits us is probably...
The Forum is heavily fortified indeed.
They are eager to defend their republic. With their lives, if necessary. Best of luck to us all.
In their eyes, we're nothing but bandits now. We must make our declaration of martial law near the Senate.
Even the few stragglers who took up arms again on their own initiative could scuttle up.
Where a dedicated group of defenders can shut the trap and kill them all.
The most difficult task will be the main assault. You must fight your way through all their defenses to reach the Senate. Today, we will fight to... All right. Time is of the essence.
Of all citizens. Groups of more than 3 men shall not congregate in public spaces. A curfew is in effect. Any person found...
That's preposterous. Who...
Long live the Legatus of Legio.
I'm a citizen of Rome. We have right...
Vitellius Lorco is consul, not...
Seeking only peace and the unnecessary shedding of Roman blood, we...
Take your truce and stick it up your arse.
Let's show them how we feel about their curfew.
Oh no.
Form up! Protect the newsreader!
That's right! Please protect the...
And your tyrant Legatus!
thought this would happen here.
If anyone moves, they get an arrow. I'm ready to loose as soon as I see them.
Those Legionari, those are Ferrata's colors. Lurko's men are here. I bet if we kill enough of them, the crowd will disperse. You're right. We may not even need to kill the citizens.
The other team has things under control.
We have a task. Let us focus on it.
we can slip in here, through the alley. There's more cover that way.
Our catapults will make short work of those barricades on the corner.
The bigger they are, the faster they fall.
Help me, friends!
We can't win if you die.
See if the others need help getting through the barricades.
can help me if you want. Try to avoid this happening again.
Come to my aid, you useless mules! Keep up with me!
Dedicate! Let us crush them together!
way we're supposed to be on this. We're losing. Retreat! People, let's get in there!
The path is clear.
Nothing stands between us and Lurko now. Are you ready?
This is the moment we've been working towards.
Respect the sanctity of the Senate. Leave now or you will regret it.
To Tartarus with this! I didn't expect armed soldiers. I'm getting out of here.
You do that. I'll take care of this. We've been waiting for you. I hoped you wouldn't come. Full whatever's necessary. You have already crossed the first line. I will not let you cross the last. 10 years isn't long for a friendship in the grand scheme of things. But we've been through a lot together. Perhaps you're right.
His confidence is wavering. Keep pushing him. I think he can be convinced.
The Rome you love only exists.
Why are you even still here, Shedian? You had your
On the contrary, I have learned that forgiveness is more important.
Don't let his silver tongue talk you into abandoning. Remember who you are. What you...
The Republic? I heard you somehow convinced Kato and Kikoro to support you. Or at least to get out of your way. Perhaps there is hope. I believe that. If anyone can keep you in check, it will be Kikoro. Very well. I shall fight with you. But know this.
Never trust a traitor, my father used to say. This will not change anything, you know. Just give up. I will let your friends go. And at least you'd save the honor and standing of your family, and not be branded a traitor. No one is laughing. You think you could... Surely this can't be your plan. Not even you can be this reckless. Look around you. See who it is you're fighting. Romans! All of us! I suppose you think that honor will be yours. Look at where we're standing! At what you're doing! It is fascinating that you remain so blind to...
Last one! Let us be done with this.
Kenturio, don't do this!
I thought you were on our side!
Stand down. Just drop your weapons and leave. Nobody other than Lurko needs to be hurt.
There was no glory in this battle.
Maybe we have gone too far.
History will not judge us kindly for this. Come on, let's deal with that son of a dog.
Can you not hear the angry mob outside? Can you hear the cries of the helpless that you swore to protect? What is happening?
The roof is falling. Seek cover!
The fury of the gods.
Is everyone all right?
We're all fine, but not everyone in here was so lucky.
We have to get out of here.
Good.
You madman! Will nothing make you see reason? Come then, claim your vengeance. Me today, you will only have to take my place. Without true leadership, the Republic will be destroyed.
And so what? He will be a far better ruler than you. Long live the Emperor of Rome!
Fuckers!
I did everything. Why didn't I stay in Rome?
We can still win this, can't we?
There will always be more obstacles for me to conquer. And I will conquer them. Tiberius, you really are a sight for sore eyes. Where's your family, traitor?
Your hubris has awaited Nemesis for a long time, Julius. I am here to assist my family. But that's not you.
Your own brother, for the sake of a whore! Let us cleanse this bloodline then.
All of a sudden, huh?
Help me, and I shall help you when you are in need.
For this republic! Without my efforts, you will succumb to sectarianism and corruption!
Charon, is that you?
Your father's tombs!
then, soldier!
You still think this is all in service of common greed? Everything I did was for Rome!
I know you believe that to be true, but I have seen firsthand your avarice.
I will show you all how Scythian fights!
We've lost! Let's get out of here!
You've been dreaming of this since the day by Jupiter's beard. When will you find I had plans? Great plans for Rome. Your father was a spy, a tool of the state. He fought for the status quo. I was forced to eliminate, maybe. What's clear is that somebody must take charge. Someone who could cut through the endless dog shit coming out of the Senate. We need someone who is willing and able to make difficult and unpopular decisions. Clearly. You think? I agree. I didn't see it coming. It seems the part I intended my role to be in molding the first Emperor of Rome. When I am dead.
Salve, Weebius. I don't have much to say.
Let Tiberius, you fool!
Shut up!
It's finally over. It almost seems unreal. The beginning of what?
You have violated every single rule we set out to protect in the first place. You have...
There's one thing you get to
We must submit ourselves to the judgment of the Senate, as we discussed.
Are you stupid?
Not all of us. He will probably...
We should not get punished at all!
Yanira is right.
But... Magister...
He is like my own child. He would be a lesser man.
They will not just let us go!
Well, I certainly...
May I remind you what you have just said?
I don't
care about the philosophy of it. We don't have to turn ourselves in if you're afraid of the consequences. I'm sure Cleopatra will protect you if you flee to Egypt. Please don't do this. I love you, but surely...
My debt to you is repaid. I certainly don't owe you any support if you try to overthrow the Republic. It's clear there is no changing your mind.
I love you.
Good. Your love is stronger than always.
So it was that the Republic of Rome, which had long rested on an unsteady foundation, was finally torn to the ground. From the rubble rose a new, strong empire. Though the institution of the Senate was maintained for centuries to come, all power was stripped from it and granted almost in full to the new ruler of Rome. From lost scion to legionarius to legatus, and finally to emperor, the first citizen of Rome had broken with all traditions and betrayed the faith of many during his meteoric rise to power. But as much as those who once held power now loathed their new ruler, he was greatly beloved by the people of Rome, for whom life universally improved under his rule. As he built Rome up from a regional power to an empire spanning the continent, he came to be revered almost like a god. Old Cineros, the emperor's most beloved Servus. Though he was free, he would not leave the side of his dominus until the day he died. He lived many more years in luxury and leisure, with access to the finest works of philosophy, visited by great scholars from near and far. Freed of his domestic duties, he even found the time to author a great work of his own, a treatise on the topic of regret and forgiveness. Though its contents are lost to time, we must imagine that its completion brought him great satisfaction. Caeso left Rome with Lucia and their daughter. They traveled to Africa, as Caeso remembered the warm nights and the lush Nile Delta fondly. Here they found a place to settle and made a peaceful home for their family. Though their relationship was distant at first, their devotion to their child drew them together, and their affection for each other grew stronger through the years. To his surprise, Caeso took well to fatherhood, and soon he and Lucia had many more children. Callida's second marriage turned out considerably better than her first. With her beloved husband committed to letting her live her best life, she was happy to settle down by his side, supporting him in his endeavors as he supported her. Callida was happy to find that it was possible to be a wife and a mother without giving up the things she loved. She taught their children archery and horseback riding, and nobody ever again looked down on her for her unwomanly pursuits. Bestia stayed by the side of the Emperor of Rome, becoming the leader of a new imperial guard. Uncompromisingly loyal, he was an enforcer as much as he was a protector, and eventually he became one of the most feared men in the Empire. As soon as things had quieted down, Bestia traveled to Africa once more to look for his sister. He did find her and bring her home, and she lived happily there for the rest of her life. Once everything had settled down, Deianira returned to her homelands in Scythia, where she reconnected with her family. She brought some of them with her back to Rome, where they settled into a life of luxury. Though they would never feel quite at home in the city, they found that it was much easier to be outsiders together than alone. Deianira always remained loyal to her friends. Vitellius Scaevola left Roman politics and moved to Upper Latium with his wife Liliana, where they raised their children together in peace. Cato withdrew from the Senate sometime during Rome's transition from Republic to Empire. The shift in the power balance that he had helped facilitate never sat well with him, and his disappointment in himself haunted him for the rest of his life. He never again entered politics, but nor did he ever join any of the early attempts to overthrow the new dictator. It seemed Cato's convictions had been taken from him. Cicero remained in the Senate, even after the institution had become a mere shell of what it once was. He saw his purpose as the voice of dissent, the most prominent leader of the opposition to Rome's new ruler. Though it could be argued that he was unsuccessful in saving or restoring the Republic, there is little doubt that his work brought about a more just empire. Pompeius left Rome and returned to Hispania. There he became the focal point of an effort to wrest Rome once more away from its new ruler, with an eye to restoring the lost Republic. The great general and his supporters raised 10 legions and marched upon Rome, where they were destroyed in a humiliating defeat. Pompeius then fled to Egypt, where he was murdered by an unknown party upon his arrival. With Mithridates dead and his sons lacking his ability to rule, Pontus was soon annexed by Rome. The region never again rose to prominence. With Zenobia in charge of Musia, it became once more a peaceful part of the Roman province of Asia Minor. With her focus on trade and strong ties to the neighboring regions, her people enjoyed a period of great prosperity. Grateful for the mercy he had been shown, and no longer with Mithridates to tempt his greed, Damianos quickly resumed political leadership of Thracia. Here, the gladiator rebellion that had started in his school was threatening to spiral out of control. Thanks to Damianos, the gladiators were pacified quickly, and without inordinate bloodshed. Lunya's death sent Nazarmanes spiraling into a fractious conflict as greedy elders from minor tribes attempted to fill the void her passing had left behind. Though Queen Cleopatra attempted to bring the region under control, her attentions were too divided, the conflict too great for her to manage. Rome was forced to send more legions to enforce peace and stability with an iron fist. Though Africa Proconsularis eventually saw peace again, the traditions and culture of the Berber population were lost forever. Queen Cleopatra Philopator was, from the day of her coronation, a greatly beloved Queen of Egypt. Revered and admired by the population, she spent many of her days traveling up and down the Nile to visit her subjects and address their troubles and concerns. Under her rule, Egypt remained a powerful and prosperous nation and a strong ally of Rome. The fruits of the Nile flowed freely to the people of the Republic. After traveling all across Africa for many years, going wherever her instincts took her, Rhea eventually returned to Memphis and to the service of Tener at the Temple of Ubasti. When her mentor passed away, Rhea naturally assumed the mantle as High Priestess of the Cat Goddess. Though the old faith was dwindling, she was greatly beloved by many, and her temple prospered, always home to many, many, many cats. With Diwydiachus once more assuming rulership of the Aedui, the tribe maintained a strong alliance with Rome, and through it, they greatly prospered. With the aid of the Aedui, Gallia slowly unified under Roman rule, and civilization soon began to creep into those lands in the form of paved roads, aqueducts, and fortified Roman towns. In his old age, did the Druid ever regret hastening the absorption and suppression of his own faith and culture? We will never know. The once proud and strong Arverni were greatly reduced by the defeat of Vercingetorix, but his survival gave them hope. His will to make war upon Rome had been crushed, but he remained a strong figure of leadership among his people, even despite his failures. With his guidance, the tribes of Gallia remained unified and somewhat at peace, and vestiges of their culture and traditions survived their gradual subjugation under Rome. In this work, I have done my best to recount the history of this fascinating period, truthfully and accurately. As I have scoured the sources and spoken to many who claimed to have heard the story from someone who was there at the time, one thing that has stood out to me is the pivotal moments along the way where our story could have turned out very differently. Could the Republic have continued without an emperor? I believe so, if the legatus had been willing to make the necessary sacrifices. But it is clear that the personal cost would have been great, as would the risk to the highly troubled Republic in the absence of leadership. In many ways, Rome was already an empire in want of an emperor. One should always take care when second-guessing historical figures with the benefit of hindsight. Here in the present, there will never truly be a way for you to know how you might have acted if you had lived in the past. Nor can you ever be certain how history will remember you.